Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Nerd Safari. We are Simon and Ellie.
Yes, and if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and of course hit the bell thing. And you know, as usual, we don't have a lot of time to do this. We were away last weekend at a Comic-Con, which was awesome. If you want to see our costumes for that Comic-Con, you can hit the link up there and see a lot more. However, we missed the trailer dropping for the new Eternals, and this is the final trailer, and when Marvel tell you it's the final trailer, it's normally the final trailer. And as we check this out, I want to consider the biggest question that I have around this movie, because people like to get a bit gatekeepery about stuff. Like, we found this with Dune. We first watched the first Dune trailer a million years ago before I'd read the book, and we had people saying, how dare you even comment on the trailer if you've not read the book? And we get that all the time. Like, if you've not read the comic for something, it's like, well, you shouldn't even have an opinion. And I've got to say, I mean, I've read a lot of comics in my life. My dad worked in a newsagent's, and I used to just curl up in the corner and devour Marvel comics. But I've not read any of the Eternals comics. I know very little about them. And my biggest question is, do you think Marvel are going to walk that fine line between catering to the fanboys of the comics who want to see all the stuff that's familiar to them, but making it accessible to the people, and this time including myself, who don't know the comics? And are Marvel going to be able to successfully do that with a universe as complex and wacky as the Eternals? So that's my biggest question as we roll through this trailer. Is it confusing AF or drawing you in AF? So we're going to check out the trailer right now. If you want to see what we think about it, then stick around until the end. But for now,
Let's go.
Let's go!
"5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
How long do we have?
7 days.
Wow.
Until what?
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the Deviants.
Whoa.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, all the other terrible things throughout history?
Yeah.
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless Deviants are involved.
By who?
We need to find the others.
Whoa.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
We've loved these people since the
Oh
day
my
we arrived.
god.
When you love something, you protect it.
Whoa.
You can't protect any of them.
Oh my god. Jeez.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection. IKEA.
Well, if the ire at the fact that I haven't read the comics hasn't made you smash through your IKEA fall collection yourself and you're still here, What did you think of the final trailer for the Eternals?
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah?
It was borderline teasy, though. I mean, it did tell us a lot, but I'm still a little unclear about some things, which, you know, we'll just have to watch it.
Yeah, don't spoil it too much.
I don't like when monsters have to get killed, especially cute ones that look like big dragons. That's gonna
They were
make me
deviants.
sad. I know, but it's gonna make me sad.
Yeah, it made me wonder, and again, knowing nothing, deviants sounds somewhat similar to variants. Whether there's some kind of deviation from the timeline or something, or that's created these deviants, or whether it's just a cool name for some bad guys that kind of look like dragons.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah. I mean, wow, there was a lot there. I do wonder who, the dude with the big head and the 6 eyes, the big red glowing eyes. I mean, giant headgear, giant bad guy reminds me a lot of a certain Galactus. But I don't know, it didn't necessarily look like Galactus, but Marvel does tend to reinvent things a little bit for the big screen. But I actually kind of don't want to know, I just want to experience it as Marvel are telling the story. We learn a lot more about their powers. Any particular superpowers or eternal powers that jumped out at you from the trailer?
I like how ornate some of them are, like when they're manifesting. That's a really cool visual that we have seen a little bit before, but Marvel has the money to play with it, to really invest in that kind of thing. So I like it when they do that. The costumes in the same way are just very intricate.
There was that moment where they were all lined up and Angelina Jolie's in the white and oh my god, they looked amazing.
Visually stunning. And yeah, I think be interested, the one who has the laser vision. We have seen that kind of laser vision multiple times.
Homelander.
But it'll be interesting to see how his manifest. Like, obviously it's not just when he opens his eyes, but is it like mood related? Because he did look pretty angry whenever he was doing it. Because it kind of looks aggressive and vengeful when he's doing it. So be interesting to see if that's something intentional or something that he does inadvertently, like we've seen sometimes.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
The one that jumped out to me the most was Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself, turning a bus into rose petals.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool would that power? I don't know whether his power is to turn anything to rose petals, to any kind of plant,
Do you know,
flowers.
I don't think I can think of a more useless superpower. Like in that one specific incident, if a bus is going to hit you and you can turn it into rose petals, that would be handy in that specific time. But I mean, that's never happened to me. I've never been at a point where I thought, I wish I could turn this into rose petals.
But there are also superheroes who can make things turn into knives. If he had that superpower and a bus was about to fall on them and he made it turn into knives, they'd be like,
Ah, knives!
Yeah.
Or anything, like bees, scorpions. You wouldn't want to turn that bus into anything really other than rose petals or maybe feathers, but they might be allergic.
What about cookies?
No, because they'd all get crumbs would go in your eyes, and like a bus-sized cookie would
just
kill you.
lots of small cookies.
There's still a lot of cookies, and they'd weigh a lot. Trust me, you don't want to have a busload of cookies fall on you.
Maybe rice
It's not
cakes,
something you'd forget in a hurry.
macaroons.
Anyway, I thought Kit Harington's power was the most visually stunning, but also the most confusing of the bunch. Yeah, I actually don't want to conjecture any more on this movie. I just really want to see it. And, like, we are blindingly fast flying through Marvel's slate of movies for this year. Like, we've already had Black Widow. People are already watching Shang-Chi and writing reviews about it. And then The Eternals is coming hot on the heels. And then we got a bunch of other stuff. Not Venom 2 that got pushed back. Thank you very much. But anyway, yeah, we got some good Marvel stuff coming to us this year. My earlier question, though, in terms of, do you think this is going to rely on a prior knowledge of the comics? And there's going to be too much invested in kind of pleasing the comics fanboys? Or do you think this is going to be accessible to the layperson who, in this rare occurrence, includes me?
If it was down to me, I would be putting in small Easter eggs for the comic fans. But my priority would be to make it more widely accessible, because my sense as a layperson who isn't into comics as much as you is that Eternals isn't as widely known as the other Marvel kind of franchises that they leaned into, that I feel benefit from a broader knowledge. And this clearly would benefit from a broader knowledge and having a familiarity with the comics. But I just feel like they would be doing... I feel like they're going to serve more people if they have that broader aim, just because it is a smaller franchise and not as many people are aware of.
Well, if you were head of Marvel, I would vote for you.
Yes.
But yeah, I actually think that seems to be the line they're treading with this trailer. I mean, there seems to be a lot of backstory, a lot of character development. A lot of the fight scenes also seem to be fighting the Deviants, which, in my opinion, is probably like the beginning of the movie, where it shows the origin of the Eternals and like why they were on the Earth, and the fact they fought a bunch of dragon deviant things and then went back to sleep again for a few thousand years. So yeah, I actually think probably the majority of the movie is going to be character development. Probably, knowing Marvel, that's going to be a couple of hours to kind of get to know the characters. So I think that's like what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, not that many people were invested in a movie about obscure comics that had a talking raccoon and a tree that said "I am Groot." But now they're, you know, some of the most well-established and beloved characters in the MCU, and I kind of hope they do the same with the Eternals.
I think the other thing that I'm looking forward to from this, and I only just about caught it in the trailer, I really find it funny when they have kids in movies who look like kids but are actually thousands of years old.
Yes.
That is very funny. We did see it a bit in Umbrella Academy, and I just like that juxtaposition of everyone treating them like a regular cute kid, and they have to play up to that sometimes, but actually they're just grizzled old people who are just really sarcastic and annoyed all the time. I think that's really funny.
It's good, cool, well spotted. Yeah, well, hey, I guess we are excited about the Eternals. There was no doubt that we would be, really, was there? But that is all we got time for. However, we're going to try to do these videos despite being on vacation in Denver, Colorado. We're going to try to do these for you.
Every day.
Every day if we can, but most likely every 2 or 3 days if we can get out of bed enough to do this. But we will therefore see you very soon, friends, on the next Dork Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, nerds.
Bye!
Shut up and sit down.